Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Henry and I am a Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I wanted to chat today about a little phrase that we use quite commonly in Plexus, and that is, you cannot fail unless you quit. So let's talk about that. You cannot fail unless you quit. Is that true? Well, let me ask you this. Are there different levels of quitting, of giving up? What about the dieter? I know we hate that word in Plexus, right? We like lifestyle changes, not dieting, but you'll see why. I'm going to say diet in just a second. So, what about the dieter? They've given up their processed foods and their sugar. They're doing great. They're eating their greens and their lean meats. And then there's a birthday party. One slice of cake can't hurt, right? And then the following week, there's Fun Food Friday at work. Got to bring in food. Can't bring in food without eating other people's. So you eat other people's. Well, it was Friday, so you might as well enjoy the weekend. You'll start back on Monday. And those little splurges create a cycle of cheating, getting back on, cheating, getting back on. And the results just aren't what they ended up expecting, right? Or think about the runner. He's in a race and he's running hard. He's pushing himself. But at some point in time, somebody passes him, or he realizes that his personal best isn't going to happen this race. And so he kind of slows down, stops pushing as hard because he realizes, what he envisioned, what he wanted, what he expected, it just wasn't going to happen. And then another person passes by, and another person starts slowing down even more. Like, what's the point now, right? And he didn't leave the race, just not pushing as hard. So, are there different levels of quitting? I want you to ask yourself, have you quit at some level? Have you given up at some level here? I think that some people in this business make excuses for why they're not succeeding, why they're not growing their team, why they're not gaining customers, why they're not ranking up. And excuses I commonly hear, one, probably the most common, is I don't have time for that. I won't put Plexus before God or my family. It's just not worth it. Okay? Here's another one. I don't have a runner. She's got that runner and that person, all self-motivated, all pushing just as hard, working just as hard as her. I haven't found that. I don't have that. And then, I'm just not like her, whoever that successful person is. I'm just not like her. I'm introverted and she's extroverted. I don't have as many friends. She's got a ton of friends. I'm not in the same situation. So let me speak to some of those. First of all, Plexus has never asked you to put them in front of God or your family. And I'm going to say, you shouldn't. You should not put Plexus in front of God or your family. However, they do ask you to put them in front of something. Something. What about that hour, 2 hours of TV you're watching every night? What about that culminated time that adds up to an hour of Facebook time that you spend every day? What about playing Candy Crush for half an hour, 2 hours every day? You have to put it in front of something. My husband and I used to teach Dave Ramsey financial peace, and so I'm going to quote him here. He always says, you live like no one else now so that you can live like no one else later. Everyone else is playing Candy Crush for hours on their phone. Everybody else is watching, TV for hours. You might have to give some of that up now so you can live like no one else later. But not putting it in front of your family or God. You don't have to do that at all. Okay, the runner. You might not have yours yet, but are you still looking, or did you give up? Are you still working hard, searching, knowing that one of these people, you're going to find your runner? And in the meantime, are you a runner? Or have you given up, and so you're not acting like a runner yourself? Okay? And, it doesn't matter who you are. Plexus, the business, is for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. I call myself an introvert who wants to be an extrovert, and so therefore I'm just all sorts of awkward. It's probably worse than being an introvert with the awkwardness. And so, you can be an introvert. That's fine. Okay? You don't have to have this huge wealth of friends. You have a few close friends, and that's probably really good because they trust you. And it's not all about who you know, it's about who they know too. Plexus should challenge you to grow in areas that might be a little weak. For me, I did not keep in contact with people who I considered to be my friends, people who I loved. My best friends from high school and college, I did not keep in contact with. Shame on me. I still consider them my friends. I wasn't checking up on them though. I wasn't saying, how are you? What are you up to? And letting them know that I care. And that has nothing to do with Plexus. It just has everything to do with me growing as a person. But Plexus did help shine a light on that so that I can improve in that area. So have you allowed yourself to see those areas that could be improved no matter who you are? And it's also helped me grow. So I am an introvert and I'm not comfortable at vendor fairs or talking with somebody in a restaurant that I just heard said they had a migraine. But I challenge myself to do that because I know that I could get better. And so I believe that because of that, my confidence has grown. I want you to look at this question as well. Would you hire you? If you were an employer, would you hire yourself? And I know a lot of us are saying, yeah, I'm awesome. But think about it in the terms of how you've been working this business. Would you hire you? An employer is going to want somebody who's passionate about their business. Let's take a principal in teaching, since a lot of us are familiar with that. A principal wants somebody who's passionate about those kids. It shows on them. They can see they love kids. They believe in them. They see all that they can be. A principal wants somebody who, whether they're hiring them part-time or full-time, they are there. They are dedicated to the job. They are dedicated to those kids. They're putting in 100% effort. They're happy they're there. They're not coming to school dreading it. They're not walking in and just hanging out in the teacher's lounge because they don't really want to go to the classroom. They're there for the long haul too. Okay? They're there. They're dedicated. They don't want somebody who's going to be out in a year. They want somebody who's going to stick with them. My husband owns a small business, and he actually has turned some people down because they told him, I would be a great candidate, but this is something temporary. And they would have been amazing, but he's just like, I need somebody who's in it for the long haul. I'm investing in them. I need them to invest in me. And so, would you hire you? Are you passionate? Does it show about these products, about this business? Are you putting in the time, like really dedicated, whatever time you have, whether that's 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, whether that's an hour total a week even, spread it throughout the days? Are you putting in your time? Or are you calling in sick for a month and then coming back? Here's the deal. You can succeed. You can reach the top. So what if it takes 5 years? So what if it takes 5 years to reach diamond? Would you ever have had the potential of making that much money at your current job or at your last job? So what if it takes 5 years to reach emerald? Have you seen how much they make? And they get the Plexus, and Plexus Lexus, and they get the trip to Hawaii. Holy cow! So what if it takes you 5 years? You might be stuck right now, and that is okay if you are working to get out of it. All right? It's not okay to accept being stuck. It's okay to not compare yourself to others. So she made it in 16 months and you haven't. So she made it in a year and you haven't. But are you working to get out of it? Or have you become complacent and you've given up at some level? Because you can succeed, but you have to believe it. You have to be passionate about it. And you have to go for it. You have to be the person that you want all of your people to be on your team. And you cannot give up hope. You can't give up on any level. So I want you to ask yourself again, do you believe that this can happen? Have you given up? And I want you to recommit, stick in this, and go back to what you believed in the beginning. And go to work and do this because you can do it.